The expansion of the Spectra Energy AIM gas pipeline in Northern Westchester has mobilized this community and a number of environmental groups here and around New York State. The pipeline construction process resulted in the loss of people's property values, severe damage to the wetlands, and the destruction of many, many trees and significant natural habitats. Numerous public protests arose in the face of construction. Demonstrations culminated in direct actions both at the pipeline site and at the offices of elected officials. Over 100 residents have been arrested over the course of several years. One of the foremost concerns in the community is public safety and the pipeline's impact on air and water. Why build a 42-inch high-pressure gas pipeline next to Indian Point nuclear power plant? These pipelines have a history of accidents, and when the nuclear power plant closes in 2021, there will be over 1,500 tons of irradiated fuel rods that need to be stored in perpetuity. The newly constructed 42-inch high-pressure gas pipeline runs 105 feet from the backup electrical generator for Indian Point, which means that the likelihood of a Fukushima-like scenario exists should a pipeline rupture occur. The community asserts that it was a gross act of negligence on the part of the governor and elected officials to allow this pipeline construction. When residents and environmental groups put pressure on Governor Cuomo to answer questions of public safety, he promised a risk assessment of the pipeline at Indian Point. This commitment was made February 29, 2016. On Friday afternoon, June 22, 2018, 4 New York State agencies released the executive summary of the long-awaited risk assessment. The report identified areas of potential concern: the siting of this new high-pressure methane pipeline, the older gas pipelines, and the decommissioning of Indian Point beginning in the next few years. For almost 5 years, pipeline safety and nuclear safety experts have said that the analysis submitted to the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission was faulty. This insufficient review was submitted by Entergy, Indian Point owners, and the Nuclear Regulatory Commission. In a letter to FERC Chairman Kevin McIntyre, the risk assessment urges the Commission to take additional action to mitigate and further investigate the potential risks posed by the pipelines. This letter raises very serious questions that FERC must answer. They must reevaluate whether the Entergy and NRC analyses relied on by FERC during the review of the AIM project were sufficient. Prior studies are referenced in the letter, yet FERC's certificate was granted without attention to these studies. We call on Governor Cuomo to direct the Public Service Commission to stop the flow of gas at Indian Point until all public safety and environmental threats are properly addressed. At the very least, the governor should release the full risk assessment. This would allow pipeline and nuclear safety experts with security clearances to conduct independent safety reviews. The health and safety of our community and the 20 million people living within a 50-mile radius depend on it.